Hello everyone, this is my reaction video to yesterday's ISC Expanse Glance. Repeat, while this breaking up of an asteroid being mined by a prospector looks pretty bad, it almost looks like it has gravity and gravity wants to keep this asteroid together. Yes, asteroids have gravity, but it's very, very, very low. I hope we get better physics in the years to come. And the new concept ship, Expanse Glance, it's a refinery ship. You have your friend in the prospector doing the mining, and you have your Expanse Glance to do the refinery on site, so you don't have to fly to a space station. I think this can be quite interesting. I wonder how transporting ore from prospector to Expanse Glance will work. I'm very curious.
Alpha 3.17 is right around the corner, so here's a look at many of the new features, updates, and bug fixes on their way with the patch report. Let's start things off with the big mammer jammer, the main event, the headliner, ship-to-ship player refueling. This new support profession makes its debut in the upcoming Alpha 3.17, with a new and exciting user interface allowing players to fuel up their Starfarer and Starfarer Geminis, head out into the verse, make an agreement for a type of fuel and price, hook up using the docking interface you may already be familiar with, and then don't forget to manage the flow properly. This step is the crucial difference between a satisfied customer and an unfortunate repair bill.
Pause. Right now you cannot repair this refueling boom, so don't get it damaged or destroyed. I hope that CRG will fix this before 3.17 goes to live. This seems to be related to Ares gun, for example. If the Ares gun is damaged or destroyed, you cannot repair it. Only thing you can do is do an account reset, which is a very bad solution.
Now, ship-to-ship refueling arrives along with a rebalancing of fuel efficiencies and the removal of temporary fuel scoops from many spacecraft to change life in the verse from this point forward.
Pause. CRG rebalanced fuel usage and removed fuel scoops for now to make refueling more useful, I guess, for testing purposes. By the way, refueling works with all ships, even if the ship doesn't have fueling ports yet. I think that most people will not bother and will just use space stations to refuel. Refueling in Stanton isn't really necessary, but my guess is it will be very important in Pyro.
Maybe the biggest feature of Alpha 3.17 is the dynamite combination of loot generation updates and selling, where a wide array of new items, some formerly found in shops, some from the depths of Star Citizen's history, and some entirely brand new to the Persistent Universe, can now be discovered during your travels, and then, along with a huge selection of items and resources you're already familiar with, now successfully be sold to vendors.
Pause. Well, there's a lot to unpack here. Let's start with items can be found in the universe. A lot of items are not sold at vendors anymore. For example, railgun, Animus missile launcher. Only way to obtain those in 3.17 is you have to fly around the universe, check crash sites, check other locations, look at loot crates to find those. I think this is a very bad solution. For example, I need railgun and Animus for testing. So if I want to do some testing, I have to spend hours flying around the universe to find a railgun or Animus missile launcher, and then I lose them when I die or when the game crashes with a 30k. This is very user unfriendly. I understand the reasoning to have specific loot in loot crates, but how about some special skins? Don't make it so that certain items can only be found in loot crates in 3.17. And about selling, yes, it works, but once again, the UI is less than stellar. It's very clunky, very slow.
Or maybe the biggest news of Alpha 3.17 is the first integration of quantum running things under the hood, where the prices of several commodities, not all at first, will now be controlled by the massive simulation bunderkin we've been talking about for some time.
Pause. This sounds very interesting and very welcome. I'm not into trading, so this is something for Jack Exton.
Also in Alpha 3.17 are a host of new additions and updates for medical gameplay.
Pause. Yes, Lowville has a hospital now, so no more I just select Lowville and a suicide up to Everest, which I liked very, very much. So now you have to go through the city health each time we get a new patch. And we still cannot select a space station as our first spawn point. So if you make a space station your home, you have to claim all your ships to the space station, and you don't have your inventory because cities and space stations are not sharing inventory anymore. I don't like this.
Player status not persisting through logging. Hunger and thirst decay rates.
Pause. CRG increased hunger and thirst rates, which I really dislike. This isn't a survival game. And if you are on board a ship with a sink, you should never have any problems with thirst. But as it is right now, you can still die of thirst. I was streaming last night and within very few minutes I lost 12% on my thirst meter. Yeah.
And getting a crime stat for ramming your corpse.
Pause. Yeah, no more crime stat for ramming corpses flicker, so you can do it now all the time.
New turret acceleration models so they don't instantly jump to max speed and give the player whiplash anymore.
Pause. Turrets are not at maximum rotation speed at once, they are slowly accelerating. I'm not sure if this is in the current PTU build, it was not mentioned in the patch notes. While this might be more realistic, it leads to very bad gameplay. You are sitting in a turret, we don't have our inner ear, and people are reporting they are getting motion sick, and it's very hard to hit and aim now. Yeah, I'm not so sure what CRG is doing year 10, and they still try out things. They should have a pretty good idea what they want by now. I will take a very close look at rivers. I tried last night with Flickr, but we were very unsuccessful. It's a very rough patch and I'm not complaining. It's a PTU build, so it's fine. I hope you found this interesting and see you next time. Bye. Auf Wiedersehen. Hey, you're still here. You might want to join me on Twitter. My Twitter account is Camural_SC.